April is Financial Literacy Month, and understanding personal finance is a critical skill we all need, especially young people just getting started in life. Financial planners Barbara and Mike Trombley of Wilbraham came in to talk about something they're involved with, helping disadvantaged teens become financially literate, and how we can all help our own kids be financially smart.
It's, I think, a crisis that's occurring in our nation. People need to understand and need to start preparing for retirement, and it starts at a young age. If you don't know the simple, basic financial literacy facts, then you can't teach your children, and it's going to go on and on. It's going to perpetuate itself.
And Mike, you folks say it is important, picking up on what Barbara said, to start at an early age. Give your children some ideas, give them some sense of finance and of what things cost and the value of money.
Oh, absolutely. We have 3 kids of our own, right around the teenager age, so it's a challenge. But something that's always been very important to Barbara and I is financial literacy, and something as simple as what's the value of the dollar? Where does the money come from? How does a credit card work? How does a checking account work? What are checks? I mean, money doesn't come from a big bucket in our garage. It comes from somewhere, and to really value it, and I think that the earlier age they can learn that in responsibility, the better off they'll be.
Specifically, let's talk about something you've gotten involved in the community. You're working with the Open Pantry organization in Springfield to provide free of charge financial literacy training for the teen moms that are there in the residential program. Tough situations in a lot of cases. What led you to do this?
Well, through our baseball career, Barbara and I's baseball life, we always felt it was very important to give back to the community and do some charitable work. And it was just something that was always close to our heart. And so we did that through all our baseball life and my baseball career. And when we came back to the area 6 years ago, we always knew that we were going to do this. So this is our first step, helping the Open Pantry, and our plan is to help a lot more organizations.
Mm-hmm. So these teen moms, it's so difficult. They're living on welfare and they're living on food stamps. And if anyone needs to stretch a dollar, they do. So it's a real challenge. We're going really back to the basics. One thing I talked about with them 2 weeks ago when I was in there was using coupons. And this is something that I think is so interesting. If you don't grow up doing what we consider ordinary with your mom and dad, shopping, comparing prices, unit values. I know even like my son will go to the sports store with Mike and they'll look at different sporting goods items and he'll tell them about, this is not worth it for the price, this is worth it. And me taking my kids to the grocery store and talking about buying generics. I discussed with the girls last week generics, and a lot of them didn't know what they were. Mm-hmm. So something as simple as that I think so many of us take for granted, and you learn how to save money that way.
Mm-hmm. Mike mentioned baseball career. If anybody doesn't recognize the name, you played, I think, correct me if I get this wrong, 11 years in the majors, Twins, Orioles, Dodgers organizations, and a big baseball star at Minichog back in the day. So,
yeah, way back when.
Way back when? Yeah. Well, not that far back. But okay, we'll let it go at that.
It's long enough so I can lie about it and tell everybody how good I was, basically.
Yeah. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, I believe the Commonwealth of Massachusetts recommends now but does not require a course in financial literacy in high schools for high school students. But it's basic stuff like how to maintain a checkbook. And I know some kids who've taken it who've said, it's really the teacher necessarily wasn't a financial expert. It was somebody who had a spare period. And I'm not sure how much value came out of it. You are financial professionals. You're talking serious stuff with young kids, really getting them ideas of how to live, how to take care of their finances.
Yeah, and I think we would like to promote also to parents to start teaching your children, and I guess it would start with the parents doing the same thing in their home, how to live within your means. I guess that would be the number one thing. Number two thing would be how to start saving. Where should you put it? Have your 3 to 6 months of emergency funds in a savings account. And then start talking to your kids about investments. Our daughter's 20. She had her first job, a real job in a corporate culture last summer, and they offered a 401k plan. So we discussed with her why she should or why she shouldn't do it. And, she had a lot of questions. She was interested in it. So we sat down, talked about the pluses, the minuses, how it works. So at 18 years old, she knows what a 401k plan is. And when she starts her career, her first job, we will make sure that she starts putting that first dollar in.
And I think it's important in all aspects to lead by example. And I think many of our clients that come in, we talk about them, we ask them to invite their kids into our office and just kind of see what the plan is for mom and dad, how well they've done in their life saving. And I think by leading by example, it'll lend itself to the next generation. I think it's so important because many times in this generation, it's the now generation, to buy something now instead of for the future.
We're wrapping up now, running out of time, but take a minute. What's the best piece of advice you feel you can give to parents, to kids, to families about kids and financial literacy?
I think the best piece of advice is to teach your kids to save, not to be spenders. I can't imagine anything better that you can teach. I know for me growing up, I was a saver. It was just the way I was programmed. I don't know. I think it came from my parents. They knew how to pinch a penny. So I think that's the most important thing. We have friends, we know of people who spend like they have it. And I think that's probably one of the biggest mistakes you can make with your kids because they need to know that you don't have it or where it is coming from. So I would say how to save would be one of the most important things. And then, sit down and talk about your own situation, talk about what money means to you and express your feelings with your kids.
Well, Barbara Trombley, Mike Trombley, thanks for coming in. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.